Breaking developments on Good Morning Las Vegas out of Egypt as the country braces for more violence.
It's been 4 months since the Boston Marathon bombings. We have a survivor's small miracle.
I'm Denise Wong on the Strip. Traffic could become a nightmare here during the lunch hour. I'll explain why coming up in a live report.
Good morning to you, Las Vegas. We have 7 nonstop minutes of news, traffic, and weather for your Friday.
It is Friday morning. Thanks for being with us. Let's get it started right now with Mike Chalinas and Weather First.
6 o'clock is your time. Happy Friday to you. Gosh, I hate to tell you this, but before you go outside, it's humid. That'll be a lot more humid than yesterday, like double the humidity. Outside we go. It didn't look bad, that's for sure. And here's what we have for you. 87 degrees in Anderson. Dew points have better than doubled overnight and since yesterday afternoon. 86 at McCarran. Today, I think, is a day where we see highs between 105 to 107, a mix of sun and clouds, maybe a mountain shower or thunder shower, but a lot more humidity. We'll talk about that and the chance for weekend storms in just a bit. Here's your problem-solving traffic.
Thank you, Mike. Good morning, Las Vegas. I'm Mike Manalo. Let's get you up to speed on what to expect if you're just now joining us this morning. Here's the scene from Flamingo and Koval as we still have an ongoing injury accident. It's blocking westbound lanes going on Flamingo and northbound and southbound lanes on Koval at that intersection. So moving to your maps, you want to take an alternate. Take Sands for westbound, Tropicana for westbound, and Paradise for up and down until this all gets cleaned up. Back outside I-15 in Bonneville, starting to see it pick up a little bit more with the traffic coming at us at the Spaghetti Bowl. Beth, let's check in with you.
Micah, thank you. Breaking news on the crisis in Cairo. The so-called Muslim Brotherhood has declared today a Friday of anger. Jessica, they're calling for a huge protest.
That's right, Beth. It's a show of defiance against the military that's running the country. The country is bracing for another showdown this morning between the supporters of ousted President Morsi and the military. The military says it'll use deadly force against anyone targeting the military or government building. Egypt's Christians pleading for help. They say a number of churches have come under attack by people who accuse them of siding with the military. Senator John McCain is among the leaders in Washington who have serious concerns.
The image of Egypt throughout the world is badly damaged. So they are really on a very, very bad path here. And in this day and age of instant social networking and communication, I would have grave doubt. I would have serious doubts as to whether they're going to be able to keep everything under control.
President Obama spoke out yesterday for the first time condemning the violence, but stopped short of cutting the $1.3 billion in American aid provided to Egypt every single year.
Oh, but the last protest was so deadly. The death toll up over 600 now, Jess.
Yeah, we are bracing for another big day.
Okay, thank you. We're getting new details this morning about that plane crash in Alabama. The pilot and co-pilot who died when a UPS cargo jet crashed Wednesday in Birmingham have been identified. The captain, Beal, and his first officer, Shanda Fleming, were killed when the plane broke into pieces and burned. The NTSB should know today if they can use any data from the so-called black boxes recovered from the wreckage. Investigators hope to find out why there was no distress call before the crash. They say there's no evidence the plane's engine failed. Police say drunk driving is to blame for a nasty crash that shut down rush hour traffic and sent 7 people to the hospital. This was the scene near Desert Inn in Sandhill yesterday afternoon. Cops say the 23-year-old driver was drunk and speeding when she drove into oncoming traffic.
They do take this curve at a high rate of speed and couple that with alcohol, and she went left to center, and that was the end of it.
The driver of one car, the one that was hit head-on, was thrown from the vehicle and then run over. No word on her condition this morning. The driver, who is suspected of being drunk, was arrested and faces a long list of charges.
It's been 4 months since the chaos at the Boston Marathon, those bombings. 3 people died, including 8-year-old Martin Richard. Well, his family is celebrating a small miracle this morning. Jane Richard, Martin's 7-year-old sister, has learned to walk with a prosthetic leg. She lost her leg in the bombings that day. Jane was in the hospital for 3 months and had hundreds of hours of physical therapy. Jane's family calls her an incredible source of inspiration. Progress near Park City, Utah. Firefighters getting the upper hand on the Rockport 5 fire. It's 50% contained right now. 8 structures. 8 have been destroyed despite previous reports. 14 buildings burned down. No injuries reported since the blaze started Tuesday. Well, things aren't looking that good up in Idaho. The Elk Complex fire just east of Boise has scorched more than 116,000 acres. Lightning sparked the fire last Thursday, and this one is 40% contained.
Hey, here at home, a rescue during our Carpenter 1 wildfire has a happy ending we want to tell you about. We let you know when Ellie, a 2-year-old bully mix, was seen running down the mountain to escape the flames. Well, the SPCA tells us the pooch has a home now. Ellie's already been spayed, microchipped, up to date on her shots, so she is definitely making a great addition to a new Valley family. We're thrilled she has a home now. This is a story you asked us to investigate. Some residents of the Villa Bonita Estates near Spring Mountain Road and Rainbow Boulevard are outraged this morning about plans to move a senior care facility to their neighborhood. They say they only learned of the tender loving care senior residence a few weeks ago when construction kicked into high gear. Residents who contacted us wonder how the facility gained approval without them ever being notified.
What's even more disturbing is this could happen in any neighborhood in this city or in Clark County or anywhere within the state. It's not isolated to this one location.
Well, we spoke with the doctor starting the facility. He says he got all the proper permits, but said there was no need to notify residents. We called the county and learned he's right. Nevada's definition of a single-family home includes a clause allowing residential facilities for groups of 10 or fewer people with disabilities without a need for a special use permit. They've already disrupted traffic 4 times this year, and now members of the Culinary Workers Union plan to step up their picketing on the Strip again.
Action News reporter Denise Wong joins us live from the Strip. Denise, we hear this is going to start every week now?
Not just every week, every Friday and every Saturday, and 2 times a day. They hold these protests in front of the Cosmopolitan off Harmon and Las Vegas Boulevard, and they tend to tie up traffic. They block lanes. Members of the Culinary Workers Union are doing this because they want the Cosmopolitan to unionize, but owners of the Cosmo are still negotiating. For 2 years, both parties have been unable to agree on things like health care and wages, and in the past, these protests have taken place early in the evening. Now, union workers plan to picket every Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and the same hours on Saturdays, once again 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And that will likely mean even more traffic problems for drivers on the Strip. Now, the Cosmopolitan isn't the only casino that isn't represented by members of the Culinary Workers Union, but it is the one that the union has targeted the most. Reporting live, I'm Denise Wong for Good Morning Las Vegas.
All right, thanks, Denise. 6:07, stepping out. A kidnapping victim makes her first appearance just days after her rescue. What Hannah Anderson's grandparents have to say about her homecoming next.
Plus, a daredevil disaster after a famed stuntman's leap above the Swiss Alps takes a deadly turn. We have the details next. But first, some big changes are coming to your afternoon television lineup. We are thrilled to announce that starting Monday, you'll get a full hour of news on Action News Live at 3 p.m. with Ricky Cheese and Brian Schofield.
New this morning at 6:10, a high-flying tragedy for the man who stole the show at last year's London Olympics when he parachuted out of a plane in the James Bond outfit. 42-year-old daredevil Mark Sutton is dead. He jumped out of a helicopter yesterday more than 10,000 feet above the Swiss Alps, but unfortunately slammed into the side of a mountain. Joby Ogwin has done similar jumps hundreds of times and says it's always a gamble.
People that are doing it accept the risk. And if you're doing this, it's because you dreamed of doing it. And if you die living your dream, then so be it.
Investigators are trying to figure out exactly what went wrong during Sutton's jump.
Here at home, help for kids in honor of a strip performer who fell to her death. There's a fundraiser tomorrow in memory of Sarah Gouillard, who died during a performance of Ka in June. Gouillard used to teach kids at the Fit Labs at Flamingo in Durango. So that's where they're holding an event tomorrow at 1:30. A sponsor will donate $1 for every cartwheel a kid does. The cash will go towards scholarships for underprivileged kids who attend the Fit Labs athletic camp.
The 16-year-old California girl at the center of a multi-state manhunt makes her first public appearance since her rescue.
Yeah, Hannah Anderson attended a fundraiser last night just outside of San Diego, California. It raised money for Hannah's future and to help her get settled. Her grandmother says the 16-year-old is just trying to be normal again.
Same beautiful smile that you've seen on TV for the last 2 weeks, and she's trying to be a normal 16-year-old child, and that's what we're going to help her through.
Warrens show longtime family friend James DiMaggio kidnapped her nearly 2 weeks ago. This after torturing and killing her mom and little brother. Their bodies were found in DiMaggio's burned out home. Hannah and DiMaggio were spotted in the Idaho wilderness last Saturday. The FBI shot and killed DiMaggio when they rescued her. The time now is 6:12.
The MVTs of the NFL will tell you which pro football teams are raking in the dough despite their win-loss record. Next.
And a rodeo clown stirs up a firestorm for picking on the president this morning. That same performer is gaining support after he was banned from the Missouri State Fair for life. Many wondering what's the big deal. I'm going to have an update on this story for you next.
6:15 the time, and looking good out there. Real nice today. Just a little bit on the humid side. Let's take a look at your temps now. 85 degrees at McCarran. That's not a problem. 78 in Pahrump, 56 Lee Canyon, and 73 degrees Indian Springs. This is what will get your attention. Dew points have better than doubled over the course of the past 24 hours. You'll feel the difference in the air from dry to kind of moist. 83 at Nellis, 81 degrees North Las Vegas, 87 in Henderson. Don't know about you, but I have an awful headache right now because of the humidity. Ugh, yikes. 99, your noontime temp right now. Try to smile through it. 107, your afternoon high of the day plunging forecast. Water vapor imagery showing the subtle sort of leak back to the west of monsoonal moisture. That may provide a spark for a thunderstorm today in the mountains, but I think we're dry in the valley, relatively speaking. Tomorrow, 107, partly cloudy, and then a better chance for mountain thunderstorms Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Temperatures between 102 to 105, dew points between 45 to 50. Then we dry off for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and cool off just a touch. I love that, 99 for Thursday. You know the term a hang 10, right? Yeah. Well, in Sydney, Australia, that's like hang 10,000 pounds, because look at this. The surfers, Cowabunga, dude, were hanging out with the whales.
Oh, that's great.
You see that?
Yeah.
Now, what I like about that specific application
Oh, my God.
is that, you know, you're paddling your surfboard, you're looking for a little more room, maybe a frosty beverage, jump on a whale. You got more room to parade.
That makes me want to take up surfing.
Yes.
I mean, if I can get that close to God's creatures, sign me up for a surf lesson. That's exquisite.
Yep.
All right. That's cool. How's the traffic, Micah?
It's improved a lot, and I just want to point out with that video, that kind of almost looks like me every Sunday by the pool after a big, huge buffet. I'm just like rolling down.
Minus
You're
the
the
whales.
whale.
I'm feeling good. Good morning, Las Vegas. We'll start 215 Airport Connector. Good flows both directions. This 55-mile-per-hour zone. If you are heading off to the airport this morning, just remember that is a 55-mile-per-hour zone, like I said, between the 215-15 connector and Eastern. Let's switch views to our surface street fast cam. Flamingo Koval. Good news here. It's all clear from that accident earlier, meaning traffic is back in good flows in that direction. And moving to your map, you're seeing good green flows around the rest of the valley. Right now, though, let's get an update with the latest news headlines with Beth.
Micah, thank you. Topping our headlines this morning at 6:18, a second bank worker held hostage in Louisiana this week has died. He was one of 3 bank employees taken hostage in the rural town of St. Joseph on Tuesday. One was released unharmed, but then the suspect shot the other 2, and the suspect was eventually shot and killed by SWAT. That one hostage was hanging on for a few days, but they have lost their life. More trouble for embattled San Diego Mayor Bob Filner. Another accuser steps forward, saying she too was sexually harassed. The great-grandmother is the 16th woman to accuse Filner of inappropriate behavior since last month. He is rejecting calls to resign. A former first daughter says she's Team Hillary Clinton for 2016. George W. Bush's daughter, Barbara, told People magazine she wants the former Secretary of State to run for president. The Bush twin called Hillary Clinton unbelievably accomplished. Barbara Bush has no political affiliation.
All right, 6:19. A rodeo clown that made fun of President Obama at the Missouri State Fair has started a national debate that's getting louder and angrier. Jessica's here with this, and many are asking now, Jessica, what's the big deal?
Yeah, Casey, critics say the clown mocked President Obama by wearing an Obama mask. The Missouri State Fair has now banned the performer for life. And even though bashing presidents through parody or otherwise is nothing new, some are calling for the clown mask controversy to be investigated. Some going so far as to call it racist, even though there was never any evidence that this was racially motivated.
Really? This is how do you want your government to spend your hard-earned taxpayer dollars investigating this?
The Secret Service says it's not investigating because the behavior doesn't rise to the level of a threat. The Justice Department is declining to comment. Casey?
Well, supporters say he's a clown. Isn't he supposed to poke fun at things, Jess?
Yeah, he hasn't come out and said anything. He's laying low. And there's a lot of people, like you said, that feel, hey, he's a clown. He can do this.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Jessica. We'll keep following this one and see how it turns out. Football and KISS fans are going to love this one. The band just announced a new partnership with the Arena Football League that will bring pro football back to Los Angeles. KISS will lend the band's iconic name to the new team, and people who buy season tickets to the LA KISS will also be invited to a free KISS concert next year. Well, they might be struggling on the field, but the Dallas Cowboys still the champs when it comes to cash. The pro football franchise tops Ford's list of most valuable NFL teams again. Jerry Jones' team is worth $2.3 million. The New England Patriots are number 2 at $1.8 billion. The Washington Redskins come in third with $1.7 billion. 6:20 now.
A bridal emergency. It would be a nightmare for any woman to lose your wedding dress on the big day. It happened to one bride-to-be, so she called 911. This is a great story with a really cool outcome. We'll listen in after the break.
Somebody call 911. Shawty fire burning on the dance floor.
There wasn't a fire on the dance floor, but a bride did call 911. Here's why. Take a listen.
911. I'm calling to report stuff stolen. My wedding dress.
And are you getting married today?
What size is your dress?
Yeah, what size is your dress? A thief had stolen the bride's gown right out of her car, but the good-hearted operator had just walked down the aisle herself 18 months ago. So she found her own wedding dress, raced to the church in time. GMA will actually have more details on this tale of one dress, two brides coming up right after Good Morning Las Vegas. A great ending to that story.
Yeah, that's great. Good for her. A group in Syria, though, claiming responsibility for hacking the Washington Post website. Here's ABC's Gio Benitez.
In today's Tech Bites, the Washington Post website is back up and running after Thursday's cyber attack. The news site was hacked by a group called the Syrian Electronic Army. Several other U.S. news outlets were also affected. Facebook is looking to take on PayPal with its own mobile payment system. The new service allows users to make their purchases on their smartphone or tablet by simply entering their Facebook username and password. Yahoo has released a new weather app for Android devices. It features both 24-hour and 10-day forecasts, as well as Flickr photos of the current conditions in your area. And could your iPhone help you find the perfect bra? A new app called Third Love snaps photos of the user in a tight-fitting top, calculates her correct bra size, and suggests items that will fit her best. This startup has raised more than $5 million. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Gio Benitez.
The time now is 6:25.
Charged for chalking. Some local protesters put their criticism of Metro in writing, and it could get them a year in the slammer. What they wrote next.
And coming up, a new report sheds some light on just how bad spying is at the NSA. I'll have the findings.
Advantage 2 not only kills flea.
Price in the invasion of our
$88, so you can always afford more than one pair.
My glasses are part of my personal style. They're me.
Eyeglass World. Glasses that make the difference. Prices that make it possible.
Confused about mortgage programs available for you? Phone Financial Guidance Center, a HUD-approved agency at 364-0344 for all your financial needs. That's 364-0344.
Good morning, Las Vegas. NSA spying scandal. A new report reveals Big Brother's invasion of our privacy is worse than first thought. Details straight ahead.
Home invasion investigation. 2 robbers posing very out of character. Metro needs your help to find them. Coming up.
And keeping it real in Las Vegas, there's a potential reality show in the works that could feature our fair city.
Haven't there been a few of those already?
Yes.
This will be a little different, though. We'll tell you about it. Good morning, Las Vegas. We have 7 nonstop minutes of news, traffic, and weather for you.
Let's get it all started right now with Mike Chalinas and Weather First.
Well, the reality of the situation is that we have moistened up dramatically over the course of the past 24 hours here in the valley. So it's humid out there now. 6:29 is your time. 85 at McCarran with a dew point of 48. Yesterday at this time, dew points were in the low 20s. We had some pretty dry air. You'll feel that moisture when you go outside today. And along with that, it may spark an afternoon shower, thunder shower, only up in the mountains, I think, though, today. 105 to 107 should be our high. It was 106 yesterday. So very comparable there, but we've really moistened up that atmosphere. Coming up, I'll tell you how that'll affect the weekend. But first, your problem solver traffic with Micah. This is Friday morning. Hello, Micah.
Hey, Mike. Good morning to you, and good morning to you at home. A nice drive as you head off the door this morning. We'll start with our maps, though, and look at some good green flows, meaning speeds are right on track. Down in Henderson, speeds around 65. Same for up 65 near 95 in Tropicana and Russell area. Then over in the northeast part of town, 62 I-15 near Cheyenne and 58 as you work your way up the 95 to curve to the Spaghetti Bowl. We do have one reported serious accidents in a residential area, so you shouldn't see too much traffic. It's near East Lone Mountain Road and Donna Street. Plus, Metro just reporting an accident on Hollywood and Russell. Beth, let's check in with you.
Micah, thank you. This won't come as a surprise to some, but new reports this morning that spying at the NSA is worse than we first thought. Jessica, we knew about emails and phone calls being spied on, but now that spying is widening.
That's right, Beth. The left-leaning Washington Post is now reporting that the National Security Agency breaks privacy rules and oversteps its legal authority thousands of times each year. The agency was not authorized but collected data on thousands of green card holders anyway. The report says the National Security Agency broke privacy rules or overstepped its legal bounds thousands of times each year since the Obama administration okayed its broad new powers back in 2008. This information comes from another Edward Snowden leak given to the Post. In a White House authorized statement to the paper, an unidentified NSA employee says, quote, "We are a human-run agency, so at times we find ourselves on the wrong side of the line." Well, the NSA is only now asking workers to actually report cases where they think they might be overstepping. And Beth, as for the leaker, Edward Snowden, he is in Russia on asylum for a year. He has said in the past that more document dumps are coming.
But his agreement with Russia was supposed to be no more leaks.
Well, the Post saying all this information came before that agreement.
Okay, thank you, Jessica. Meanwhile, that man who blew the whistle on the NSA is distancing himself from his father. Edward Snowden sent a statement to the Huffington Post saying his father's legal team doesn't represent him and won't. This is the same day Snowden's father expressed concerns about the legal advice his son is getting from WikiLeaks. Edward Snowden says his dad has no special knowledge about his situation and will not be involved in helping him. New information this morning on Area 51. The government is coming clean, sort of. If you've lived in Vegas for any amount of time, you definitely know, no doubt, that there is a secret base out in the desert northwest of the valley. Well, now the government is officially acknowledging the secret is out, the site exists. It still isn't saying much about what goes on there, though. The documents make no mention of alien autopsy rooms or spaceship parking lots, but they do talk about some of the military testing that happened there, like the Cold War era U-2 surveillance program. Some protesters are facing up to a year behind bars for using sidewalk chalk to criticize Metro. It's all over recent police shootings. The group's being charged now with misdemeanor conspiracy and graffiti charges, accused of using the F word in anti-police messages written on sidewalks in front of Metro Police Headquarters and the Regional Justice Center. Their lawyer says this is a free speech issue.
I don't use that word.
Chalking, as it's been known, has been going on for a while. The groups behind it say graffiti charges are ridiculous since chalk can be washed away with a garden hose. No comment yet from Metro or the DA's office on the arrests. Metro's looking for your help to find 2 robbers passing as Mormon missionaries. You're looking at surveillance video of the home invasion in late June. Cops say the robbers knocked on the door of a home near Flamingo and Buffalo, pistol whipped the owner, and stole cash and electronics. Contact police if you know who these men are.
More on the shakeup now in North Las Vegas. City Manager Tim Hacker and City Attorney Jeff Barr are both leaving. Mayor John Lee says both departures are on good terms and new faces could help the city deal with all the financial problems.
We're in very positive shape. We just need to keep working on the plan to get us out of this hole, and we will.
Lee says the search for a new city manager is already underway. North Las Vegas Fire Chief Jeff Buchanan has been tapped to serve as interim city manager. The real city of Las Vegas. Sounds a bit like a reality show, and yes, it could very well be. Details pretty scarce right now, but we do know Discovery Studios in talks to produce it. We're hearing the show will basically be about the city. The City Council plans to discuss the idea at next week's meeting.
The new school year is just about a week away, and the Clark County School District still needs more teachers. It needs about 150 more before the school year starts August 26th. CCSD did welcome its largest group in 6 years at orientation yesterday. The district was able to hire 1,800 new teachers who were at that orientation thanks to additional funding. Well, if you need help getting your kids ready for the new school year, a back-to-school fair is happening today at the Durango Hills Community Center. There will be free school supplies and snacks. This video is from another fair yesterday near Alta and Durango. They've been happening all over the city, which is a great thing. We have information on all of these back-to-school fairs on our website, ktnv.com. Hope you can make it to one and stock up. And it's back to school today in the tornado-ravaged area of Moore, Oklahoma. Students from the destroyed Plaza Towers and Briarwood Elementary Schools begin classes in a temporary building. 7 students at Plaza Towers were among the 24 people killed during that May 20th tornado. The district hopes to build new schools in place of the old ones with tornado-safe rooms. The time now is 6:36. Coming up, back to school isn't just back to tests, it's back to germs. Moms and dads, how can we keep our kids healthy? Jess has some simple tips next. Plus,
you've probably heard this catchy tune if you listen to much radio. Today, the men behind this jam, Can't Hold Us, take Central Park by storm. You can catch Macklemore and Ryan Lewis on the GMA Summer Concert Series right after Good Morning Las Vegas.
Spread it across the country. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give it to the people. Spread it across the country. Here we go. To pass the torch and put on for my.
Now, Good Morning Las Vegas continues.
6:39. We know. It seems like every day there's a new study about coffee being bad for you. Maybe not. There may be a magic number of cups per day. New research finds the average coffee drinker in America has around 3 cups a day, and that might just be okay.
Above 28 cups per week, there appears to be a significant signal associated with increased total mortality.
The headline is more than 4 cups a day meant a 56% increased risk of death for men under 55. The number is 113% for women. The good news is if you're over 55, it's not going to affect your lifespan.
I was asking the booth, I was in the booth earlier when that story ran at 4:30, and I said, who drinks 4 cups a day? And every person in the booth was like, I do. Yeah.
Well, and 1 cup like a Starbucks is equal to 2 regular cups.
Yeah, it adds up quickly.
2, right?
Back to school often means back to germs for millions of school kids. According to the CDC, elementary school children, on average, elementary school children get 8 to 12 colds or cases of the flu every year. Jessica's here with tips for staying healthy as our kids head back to class. I want to send them with a mask and gloves, Jess, but I won't.
Don't do that. When you talk about how often they get sick, though, it seems like quite a lot. Well, teachers and parents commonly refer to it as the back-to-school plague. Schools are full of hot zones for germs, and the #1 germiest place in an average school would be the drinking fountain. Cafeteria trays also hot zones. So how do you and your kids stay safe during the school year? Well, experts say make sure that they get plenty of sleep because not enough rest lowers the immune system's ability to fight off infection. Also, kids should be getting at least 40 minutes of exercise daily. Make them go play. And of course, make sure that they wash their hands with soap and water. It's the best way to keep those germs away. A lot of people think that it's okay to use hand sanitizer. It's a good idea, but the best way, according to doctors, to keep those germs away is just good old soap and water, Beth.
Not masks and gloves.
Not masks and gloves. No, I'm going to spare your children that one.
I will too. Thank you, Jessica. The time now is 6:41. A big boost for an operation that's
great.
training dogs to help vets with PTSD. An update on Smarty Paws, one of our new favorite places, after the break.
And remember to get breaking news, weather, and traffic updates on the KTNV mobile app. You can get it anytime, anywhere. We live stream. We've got it all. To get it, just search KTNV in your app store.
Good morning, Las Vegas.
Two of our favorite ladies giving us a good morning shout out. Producers Aubrey and Ronya. And you can shout out to us
Yeah,
too.
and one of them's leaving and one of them's leaving the midday show. Yes. I mean, I love those girls, but I'm going to miss them.
And one of them posted on YouTube me dancing in the control room to Wang Chung yesterday.
I saw that.
Priceless.
Oh, if you can catch that.
Less than priceless, sister. 6:45 is the time right now. Outside we go. Looking very, very nice. Boy, what a placid shot of Las Vegas Country Club there. Yeah, it was quite an experience. And outside this morning, actually, you can see him spraying down the greens. And that's apropos because it's moist out there this morning. Here's a look at your temperatures. 85 degrees at McCarran, 73 Indian Springs, 78 in Pahrump. 80 at Nellis, 81 North Las Vegas, 87 at Henderson, and I think we're probably between 105 to 107 for the high today. But we will see a mix of sun and clouds. It's a lot more moist than yesterday, and that's because monsoonal moisture is kind of ebbing back towards us. So that means maybe a chance of mountain showers and thunderstorms today and off and on through the weekend. But the main thing I think you'll feel is just that it'll be more humid out there. 85 tonight, 107 tomorrow, 105 Sunday, and that's really, I think, our better chance for showers and thunderstorms Sunday on into Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures between 102 to 105 during that stretch, and humid Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We dry off a bit. Hey, Cash America Super Punches, don't hate the heat. Each and every time we get to 100 degrees between now and Labor Day, they'll donate $100 to the Spread the Word Nevada charity, which helps out Nevada kids in reading. So far, 62 days over 100 since Memorial Day means $6,200 to a very worthy cause. Micah?
Mike, thank you. Accident-free for your commute this morning on your freeways. Good morning, Las Vegas. I'm Mike Manalo. We'll start I-15 DI as you're starting to see traffic pick up in both directions. The cars coming at me right here are the ones leaving the Spaghetti Bowl, where we'll take our next fast cam over to I-15 in Bonneville. Starting to see it slow down. This is our slow down for the morning commute. It looks like we have a couple motorist assist off to the right shoulder, not causing any delays there. Let's move to your maps, though. Up and down I-15 on the resort corridor, looking about 8 minutes traveling to the 215. And then 9 minutes, actually 9 minutes to the 215, 8 minutes going in the reverse. We do have one accident to report. It is on Russell and Hollywood Boulevard.
And topping some other major headlines now at 6:47. Emergency officials surveying the damage of a 6.5 magnitude earthquake that hit central New Zealand. Police say several homes are pretty beat up and a highway bridge collapsed too. Some buildings in the capital were also evacuated and people were freed from elevators that simply stopped working. The quake was followed by several aftershocks of magnitude 5 or stronger. Actress Lisa Robin Kelly, who played Lori Foreman on That 70s Show, has died. Her life has been troubling at times. There's a mugshot here of her 2012 arrest for assault. The actress' agent says she checked into rehab earlier this week but died Wednesday night. No cause of death has been announced. Lisa Robin Kelly was 43 years old. And the Florida A&M University Marching 100 returns to the field next month. This comes almost 2 years after the death of drum major Robert Champion. He was killed in a 2011 hazing incident. The famed band was suspended following Champion's death. University officials confirmed the 100 will make its comeback September 1st.
An exciting update for you on a story we first brought you last week. Smarty Paws is training dogs to help veterans with PTSD, and it's making Las Vegas a better place to live. When our story ran, we told you how these dogs wake vets up when they're having nightmares, stand between them and strangers, and enable them to be in crowded stores and around other people. Well, this program was made possible by a $1,000 grant from the National Elks Foundation. When they saw our story, realized what great work was being done here, they sent another $2,000.
The story was sent to the Grand Lodge via a link on the web through your KTNV13 page, and they saw that, they really liked the interview, thought you guys did a wonderful job, and after seeing it and the attention and reaction from the public that it's received, they love it.
And they sent more money. The additional money will get veterans with PTSD off a waiting list and into training with a service dog. It's also going to be used for people with medical alerts, so the program can now expand, and trainer Janet Edberg can't believe it. What was your reaction when you found out you were getting more money from the Elks?
It was a good thing I was sitting down. I was overjoyed. I was very stunned. I didn't expect it to happen that quickly.
Yeah, they were planning to reapply for a grant in a year. Well, Smarty Paws will begin taking applications for people who want to be part of this program in September. They're going to prioritize based on financial and medical needs. So people who suffer from seizures or any variety of medical conditions, also vets with PTSD, can begin applying to get a service dog and enhance their life in a big way.
It's amazing how perceptive animals are,
Yeah.
especially dogs.
And they change life for these people, for
Yes,
sure.
absolutely. You bet.
Well, grab some wine, save a dog. That's the idea behind the One Drunk Puppy event at the Silverton this weekend. We love the name of it. Yes. For $35, $45 if you wait and pay at the door, you can enjoy food, wine, entertainment. Proceeds benefit 5 local animal shelters. You can pup the corks, from 6 to 9 p.m. Saturday night.
And we should raise a glass, this is water, to the king of rock and roll.
Yeah.
Elvis Presley died 36 years ago today. His spirit, of course, still alive and well, especially with an organization here locally he supported so much.
People at Opportunity Village are honoring the king with a special tribute show by the OV Elvi. This is a previous performance. There will be music, dancing, even costumes. The fun starts this morning around 10 o'clock at the Opportunity Village Ingolstadt campus. And I get to be a judge of the Elvis impersonator contest. So it should be a great time. I'm looking forward to spending time. I always love spending time at the Opportunity Village campus.
Difficult decision. I sense there'll be a lot of near or perfect scores.
Yeah, I won't be a tough judge to please.
No doubt.
I think you're right.
All right, 6:51. Up next, a final check of today's headlines, weather, and traffic.
Caller 13 at 876-1301 wins 2 tickets to see Shania Twain, Still the One, returning to the Coliseum at Caesars Palace October 15th through December 14th. Travel carefully and good luck. Good morning, Las Vegas. We'll be right back.
You're still the one I run to.
For men mustache.
You really can't judge me. Well, you're a judge, so you can judge me, but...
Judge Judy.
A full hour, today at 4 on Channel 13.
6:54 your time and outside. Ooh, what a lovely morning, if not for the humidity. I mean, it's not terrible out there right now, but it's going to be later today. Right now, your current temperature at McCarran, 85. I think we're up to 107 for the afternoon high. Slight chance of mountain showers and thunderstorms. On into the weekend, also a chance for thunderstorms. Best, I think, on Sunday into Monday. Micah?
Mike, thank you. Accident-free on your freeways. Just more congestion. Here's a look from 95 and MLK. That ramp to go southbound on I-15 southbound is still getting more congested as we go on. But moving to your maps, that serious accident I brought you earlier near East Lone Mountain Road and Donna Street, that's actually a car into a home. Not going to affect your traffic, but expect to see reports on that in your later newscast, specifically on drifting Pebble Street. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Micah. 5 things you need to know before you go this morning. The Muslim Brotherhood declared today Friday of Anger in Cairo, Egypt, a show of defiance against the military that's running the country. They're bracing for another showdown this morning between supporters of ousted President Morsi and the military. And the AP is reporting now 17 supporters of Morsi have already died.
The left-leaning Washington Post is reporting that the National Security Agency breaks privacy rules and oversteps its legal authority thousands of times each year. The NSA is only now asking workers to report cases where they think they might be overstepping.
Fit Labs holding a benefit in honor of the Cirque du Soleil performer who died on stage. Sponsors will donate $1 every time one of the participants does a cartwheel. Sarah Gillard taught there before she died during a performance of Ka. It starts tomorrow at 1:30 at Fit Labs.
The Culinary Union is taking to the streets again, trying to force the owners of the Cosmopolitan into signing a labor contract with the union. Off and on protests have been happening for a while now, but the Culinary Union says it's going to hold them weekly now, starting tonight.
And get this, City Council considering the idea of being featured in a reality show. The Las Vegas City Council, that is. Not too many details yet, but we know Discovery Studios and talks to produce it. The show, we're told, will be about the city. The City Council will discuss the proposal at next week's meeting.
I don't know about that one.
I don't either. You know, control of content would be an important issue here.
Oh, and I just immediately think, oh, if they had done it when Oscar Goodman was mayor, it would have been a darn lively reality show.
It would have been the Oscar show, yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping they don't have that much drama to air in a reality show.
Yeah, exactly.
Here in
It's
Las
our
Vegas?
city.
What are the chances?
Thanks for watching Good Morning Las Vegas. Do something positive today. Good Morning America is next. See you back here at midday.